Let's review what we did last class. Now, you might excuse the talking in the hallways. This is being recorded during lunch, so it's during a passing period, and the bell might ring while we're working, but I think we can handle it. So we want to find the inverse of these two functions. So the first thing I need to remember is that that's really y, and I need to switch x and y, and then solve for y. So if I switch x and y, this becomes x equals 3 times the square root of y plus 2. Now I need to solve for y. Now we need to solve, so I need to get the square root by itself. So the first thing I need to do is divide both sides by 3. That's going to give me x over 3 equals the square root of y plus 2. Now I want to undo that square root. The only way to do that is to square both sides. Now when I square a fraction, I'm going to square the numerator and the denominator. So that becomes x squared over 9 equals, squaring a square root undoes it, so that's y plus 2. So the last step would be to subtract 2 from that other side. So it's going to be x squared over 9 minus 2. And that's my inverse, so I could put y equals, but the more technical one is f to the negative 1 of x equals x squared over 9 minus 2. Now this is a quadratic. This is a nice function. It is a function. Look at the next one. We need to switch our x's and y's. So that becomes x equals y minus 1 squared plus 7. And I'm trying to get y by itself, so I need to kind of work backwards. Let's subtract that 7. Gosh, I need to undo the square. So I need to take the square root of each side. Now when I take the square root of each side of an equation, there are two possibilities. It's either positive or negative. Now, to get y by itself, my last step is going to be to add y over 1 over here. So that's going to be 1 plus or minus the square root of x minus 7. So the better way to write that is inverse of f equals 1 plus or minus the square root of x minus 7. Now that plus or minus means that we do not have a function. Remember, that's going to be a sideways parabola. It is not a function. This is called a relation. It's going to be a horizontal parabola. It's going to have 2 branches to it. Now, to make it a function, let's think about what we'd have to do to our original to make this where it works good. So 1, 7 would be right 1 up 7, and this is a parabola. So to make it work, I only want half of this. I need to split it in half and take one side or the other. So I could say, to make it work, we need to restrict f of x to x's greater than or equal to, that was 1, or x is less than or equal to 1.